This idea came to us from veterans in trucking. They wanted to partner with us because 1/3 of our fleet currently is already veterans. We're located right in the central US. We've got a lot of veteran opportunities here. So when I was approached with this project, I had a lot of really good candidates. And the more I spoke with Ken, he really has got just such a great story. And I think he's got this helps give him a fantastic platform to help tell that. He's a great representative. He stepped up when our nation needed him. And this is just a good way to say thank you, Ken, for your service.
And in '83, I went to boot camp at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri after I graduated there, and went to Fort Benning, did 3 years over in Germany, and then about two and a half years at Fort Riley, Kansas. In '91, my only option was to go to Korea or to get out. So I decided to get out at the time. When I got out of active duty, I went to truck driving school. There was actually no other thoughts in my mind of what I wanted to do. When I was a kid, my stepdad was a truck driver, and I used to go with him. So I guess once you get that trucking in the blood, you always seem to have it. I was out for about 13 years, and then after 9/11, I knew that we were gonna do something. You know, we weren't gonna sit there and let our country get attacked. So I joined the National Guard from there. Probably about a week and a half after I had joined the National Guard, I got a phone call from the company saying that we were going to be deployed to Iraq. We did a year in Iraq in 2004 to 2005. While in Iraq, I re-enlisted for 6 years. In 2009, we did a tour over in Egypt until 2010. So all that time that I was in the National Guard, I was actually, driving a truck. In 2016, I had cancer. So coming back from my cancer, I knew I wouldn't, really be able to go on. And then in 2018, I finally had enough time to retire out of the National Guard with close to 22 years between my active duty and my National Guard. And I retired as a staff sergeant, E6.
All right, that's it.
Oh man, wow. That is awesome. Oh, even got my handle on it. Wow, that is beautiful. Wow. It's gonna be such an honor to drive that truck. Yeah. It's beautiful. Did a great job. Going to be such an honor to represent. Thank you.
At this time, we would like to take a special moment to honor a very special veteran here today with us. If Ken Mature and Josh Mego would please come to the stage. We just want to appreciate or thank you for everything that you've done for our country. We thank you, Josh, for working with us with ACT. Just to let you know, ACT has about 30% of their fleet are veterans. So we really look forward to working with you in this veteran initiative. with that, I'll turn it over to you, but thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, like Matt said, we're currently about 1/3 of our seats veterans, and I think a lot of that just has to do with, we target, we say thankful, we're very grateful to have men and women like Ken within our fleet. We got to approach this opportunity, and Paul over Bright Lights, I told him I had to see this thing in advance or I'm going to cry. I'm probably still going to cry later in my room, but amazing work there, Paul. Also like to say thank you to Talia and the rest of the CDLLife team for working with us through the creative process. Scott over at Torque Custom Graphics, our in-house graphics guy in Kansas City. I mean, just when we mentioned him for the project, it's just a work of art. You just can't say thank you enough. But more importantly, Ken, this is your moment. This is us saying thank you to you. Appreciate you, what you've done for our service. You're a real hero. Glad to be up here with you, sir.
Thanks. It seems like I get more emotional as I get older. So, okay, I appreciate all this. And when Josh had called me and asked if I would be the one to drive this truck, there was no thoughts about saying no. I told him I'd be honored. And I'm just blessed to be able to drive this truck, represent veterans and trucking, and ACT, and to try and really bring awareness to our veterans that we really need them in this industry, and we want to help them get involved in this industry and stuff. And for all you recruiters out there, which I'm sure is a majority of y'all, don't be afraid to go to different military units or like an army base or whatever, and find out if they're going to have like a job fair or something like that, because these veterans are getting ready to transition out, and so they'll attend those job fairs. And if you're there and you want to show them the opportunity and that's out there for them, and it, as was mentioned before, veterans coming into trucking is perfect for them, because they know how to adapt on their feet, and their situations, and just the different things that we do out there on the road. Plus the fact that that I know it's hard to balance the trucking life and the family life, but veterans are pretty well at doing that, especially if they've been deployed a few times. So again, I'm just humbled and honored to drive this truck and represent, and I appreciate everything. I appreciate you all inviting me to this conference and inviting me up here to say a few words. Thank you. Go ahead and package it. You can stay here for one second. Yeah, this is yours.
We also would like to take a moment to recognize any other veterans in the room. If you are a veteran or a veteran, would you please stand up?
This is what they're passing out to all the veterans. That's for you as well.
So at this time, before we go on break, I would ask you that if you would please take a moment when you go outside, turn to the right, and actually walk out and see Ken's truck. It's just right down the road on the right. So if you would please stop by and see his brand new 2021 Kenworth T680 that is wrapped in the Veterans in Trucking.